This is my all-in-one editing setup. Now you might be wondering, okay, so what exactly is an all-in-one setup? Behind me here, you'll find my said all-in-one setup. This is where I create basically all of my content. It's not necessarily always in the spot that I'm filming the videos, but behind me at this specific desk is where I get all of my work done. So what exactly is powering the setup? It's really just the basics. I have my main computer, my main screen. I will get into the specifics and I'll show you exactly how I use all of these pieces. And most importantly, I'll also show you guys some of the apps and some of the programs that I run on a day-to-day basis that help me create the best all-in-one workflow. Okay, so let's start with the main component of my setup. That is my main machine, the M1 Mac Mini. I've had this for the better part of the last few years. I bought it when it first got announced, when Mac Mini did get the revamp with the M1, and I've been using it ever since. It's been my daily machine. It's been where I got most of my videos done, edited. It's also where I get a lot of my other work done. It just gets the job done. It's fantastic. Now with this Mac Mini, you'll see I have my ultra-wide monitor. This is an LG 29-inch. It's not a curved screen, it's just a regular 1080p ultra-wide monitor. I do need more physical screen estate, so that's why I went for an ultra-wide, and I've had it ever since. It's not ideal for gaming, but that's why I use it in this setup. It allows me to have multiple tabs open, and this is just how I got my work done. Now, if you'll shift your attention to this piece of tech right here, this is my M1 Pro MacBook Pro. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 SSD. Absolutely love this machine. It's one of Apple's best and brightest in the last few years. But the main purpose of this MacBook Pro is that it allows me to take all of my workflow from here onto here, which allows me to bring it in my backpack and on the go. So being that I am able to have the same amount of power at home and on the fly, it's really convenient. I travel a lot. Now I do have days where I'm out of the home completely for the whole day, and I do need to get work done as my agenda is pretty occupied. And so this M1 allows me to do that. I can share files really quickly and efficiently. One of the things that really helps me in this whole process is the fact that I have a whole Apple ecosystem. I can just airdrop my stuff from one device to the other. And a lot of the times there's multiple apps where the devices are connected through the same account. So I can open, for example, this will lead me right into one of the applications that I use very, very frequently. That's Notion. Notion allows me to organize everything. Notion is just this really, really good app. I know a lot of other content creators have probably mentioned it, and you've heard about Notion before. It's because it's really good. It's just that one platform that just gets the job done. You know, you can plan everything, your weekly schedule, you can plan your work, you can plan upcoming projects. It needs no further introduction. If you are familiar with Notion, it gets the job done. It's fantastic. But that's one of the apps that benefits from that mutual account. You use it on, for example, your Google account, and then on all of the platforms, for example, on your iPad, which I have here, which I will get into a sec, on my MacBook Pro and my Mac Mini. I have Notion, it's the same account, and I can just update stuff in real time. Now to kind of complete the trifecta, my iPad Air, I'm not gonna get too into detail about this. It needs no further introduction. It's just an iPad. Personally, I like the iPad for what it is. You know, I would rather use it as a tablet. I have the Apple Pencil, and that's just how I keep it. With that said, I've introduced you guys to all of the pieces in the setup, my Mac Mini, my MacBook Pro, my iPad Air, and you're probably wondering, okay, well, you have all these devices, how do you use them together? I'll show you.
The first way I like to use my setup is with universal control. This feature works very seamlessly on all Apple devices. I will sometimes use my MacBook Pro as a secondary display to have some pertinent information on the side. For example, I'm editing a video and I need to access files from my drive or to get music for the video. I can easily use the screen of the MacBook Pro to extend my workspace. Some of you would be asking, why not just get a second monitor? And whilst I'm still hesitant about that option and I've been considering it, I very much enjoy the simplicity of having one screen on the distraction-free workflow that it provides me. Now, universal control can also be used with other devices, such as the iPad. This would technically make even more sense because the iPad is by nature only a screen, so it would double as a secondary monitor in that way. However, operating with a secondary screen on the iPad is not as versatile as it is on the MacBook. The MacBook remains a dedicated computer of itself, allowing me to run any task without limitations. So if I want to run it on the MacBook Pro or on the Mac Mini, I can run them together, use both of the screens as one extended workspace, or use both of the devices respectfully in their own categories.
Okay, so another feature I love about the new update, you need to have Sequoia, but anyway, one of the things that I really love about this new update is that it allows you to open stuff and split tabs. I'm not exactly sure how it's called. We've had this on Windows for forever. I know you guys are gonna tell me, yo, Windows has had this for a while, but now we finally get it with Apple. So for example, if you drag an app to the side, it can take up a set amount of the screen like that. So say I have this tab open and I want to open another one right here and I just want to drag it to the side. I can do that right here. I just need to activate, boom. Now you have 2 tabs. What's kind of cool is that it still leaves a little bit of a gap, so it doesn't look too cluttered, but this is one of the ways that I can work. I'll have maybe like a productivity on the side here, then I'll have something else. But speaking about creating the perfect workflow for you and having a setup that is functional, Bitrix24 is also a platform that would allow you to do that. Bitrix is your all-in-one stop to manage a team, run sales, and just create powerful CRMs, and you can do everything from the power of your desktop or even remotely. In our modern day and age, we have a tendency to be moving a lot. We're always on the run. So one thing that's really good about Bitrix24 is that you can use it on the fly. I have it here on my laptop. The nice thing about the actual platform is that it's not restricted to a specific device. It's just an online platform. You use it wherever you want. You can use it on the MacBook. There's even a mobile app. It really gives you the flexibility to create a workflow that's personalized to you and allows you to kind of keep track wherever you are. Maybe you are outside of the country, you want to keep track of your business on your laptop or on your phone or even on your iPad for that case. It really gives you just about every single option that you can want. Now, the first thing that impressed me about Bitrix24 is it's super clean, easy to use platform that has absolutely everything in it. If you take a closer look here on the left hand side, you have your main menu that allows you to find all the important tools and resources to manage your team. What makes Bitrix24 a powerful tool is the access to everything in this one single interface. It allows you to create tasks with deadlines, create checklists, communicate and chat with other team members, make video conference calls, share documents, communicate with customers, run and follow up on customer database and deals, issue invoices, and the list goes on. Doing everything from one place is not only practical, but also efficient as it allows to find everything quicker and reduce collective mistakes. While those might be basic features of the platform, the actual star of the show is the CRM built in within the platform itself. On Bitrix24, it's very easy to optimize your CRM to your needs. You can add a new deal and input all the information that you need in this deal. The simplicity of the platform itself allows you to easily keep track of all the pertinent information. You can add the amount, add context, add the personnel from your business that will be actively working on this deal. Once it's up and running, it's super easy to keep track of the progress. The main overview board is properly divided, allowing you to check regularly how the CRM is progressing. Now, one of the best things about Bitrix24 is that it has a really powerful automation tool and it's very convenient to use. For example, on the CRM, so I'm going to use the CRM that I created earlier. You just click on the CRM. There's automation rules here on the right hand side. You can create a new automation. Very easy, create automation. And then, for example, you want to do employee alerts. Sometimes you want to keep track of that stuff. Here you have a bunch of stuff. You can add post, add comment to item, add notification. I'm just going to do add comment to item. You can type in the comment that you want and then it'll follow up with them. The automation within Bitrix24 is very fast and responsive, and it'll make sure that everything is running just as it should be. Now, with all that being said, Bitrix24 is a limitless platform that allows you to create powerful CRMs and activate automation tools in order to keep track of your business and everything that's going on. For those of you interested in Bitrix24, I highly encourage you to check out the link in the description down below. I also want to give a big shout out to Bitrix24 for making this video possible. Once you click the link in the description down below, you'll be able to check out some of the deals on the plans they have going on at the moment. Make sure you take advantage of it while it still lasts. Thank you once again, Bitrix24. Let's get back to the video.
Now, this next tool is a little specific to Apple users. In a more recent Apple update, the default setting on your Apple computers specifically is in iCloud Save. Now, what does this mean? It means that most of the files and documents you have on your machine are stored in the iCloud of your account primarily, and then on your actual desktop. Now, why is this a good feature? It allows me to carry my workflow from at home to on the go even more fluently. So whatever is on my iMac mini is now also on my MacBook Pro due to the fact that my files are stored on my iCloud account before they are stored on my computer's respective hard drives. All my editing tools and resources are at quick access now on both devices. This also maximizes storage on the hard drive, leaving you with more room to store files or important documents. This means that if I have to leave the house, I don't have to worry about what I need to have on my computer because all my tools are always on both devices at all times. This tool right here might seem very minimal, but it has definitely added value to my workflow and allowed me to work faster. I'm talking about the hot corners. I was a little late to this feature, but when I found out about it, it kind of changed my life. I've set up mine in a way that allows me to manage multiple tabs in an efficient way. On the top left, I can quickly get to my desktop and have access to my editing tools. On the top right, I have access to my different desktops. This is something I use every day as it allows me to have multiple workspaces on one device. In the bottom right, I have my screensaver. It's simple, but I use it daily. And lastly, in the bottom left, I have the sleep mode, which is convenient when I'm done with work for the day, as I want to put my Mac and my whole setup to rest. I just put it on sleep mode and it closes all of my devices. Now, there are also some apps I like to use, Notion being one of them. Great all-around app. It just gets the job done. It's amazing and it syncs your information across all of your devices. I tend to use the default Notes app from Apple. I know it's not necessarily the best, but again, the fact that it syncs all of my information across my devices naturally is a very convenient tool. It allows me to write memos down and relevant everyday information, so like quick notes wherever I'm outside of the house. Another app that I use consistently is the Apple Calendar app. Again, maybe not the best option. I know there's a lot of other better calendar apps out there, but it syncs my deadlines and my important events across all of my devices as soon as I write the information down, which is great because sometimes I have time-sensitive notifications or time-sensitive deadlines that's really important that I don't miss on. And with Apple Calendar, it allows me to just have them on all my devices at all times. Now, that's about the whole of my setup. Those are the main apps and devices that I use for my workflow. I'm sure there's other things that I could add to this setup and workflow, and I would love to hear from you guys actually. Let me know what apps you use right now that you think I could incorporate to my setup. I'd be really curious and I think it would be a great addition to my setup. I would love to hear from you guys, so leave it in the comment section down below. With that being said, let me know if you use any of these in your current everyday workflow. That's also something I'm interested in of. Let me know if anything in this video you relate to, you find useful, or you're using already. I'd be curious to know. I want to thank Bitrix24 once again for making this video possible. I wish you guys the best of luck in everything you do. Thank you once again for tuning in. I will catch you on the next one. Deuces.